So my sister, she's begging me to be her surrogate so I can have a child for her and her significant other. But then all of the sudden she starts switching up, acting like I have to do this for her because I'm related to her and I'm her sister. Well, I have some news for her. It's my body, and if I don't want to do it, I won't do it. I'm about to give birth to my sister's baby and she no longer wants it. Children are a blessing, especially in a marriage. They make things a lot better, not to say that being childless is bad. I've decided to give that gift to my sister because she cannot carry a child of her own without running into great risk. When she came to me with a proposal that I carry the child for her, I was pretty open-minded about it. Sure, pregnancy is a huge step and comes with a great responsibility, but she offered me a good incentive. There's a reason why I did this, and why today I regret helping my sister out. I'm Elisa, I'm 27 years old, and this is why I regret my pregnancy. For the past 2 years or so, I've been trying to get my business off the ground. I want to be self-employed so that I don't have to rely on anyone. I could not study the course that I wanted in college. My parents forced me to do something that I did not want. After that, I struggled to find a well-paying job, and now I'm stuck in a dead-end job. My passion is in design. It comes to me naturally, and I never go a day without thinking of a new concept. I've been making some clothes and working with a friend of mine for about a year, but business has been slow. Before I started a business, I had no idea that there was so much work that needed to be put in. My friends and I are literally the designers, the creators, the marketers, the admins, and so many other jobs in one because we cannot afford to hire people. Our designs are good, and you know what? We have some clients. But we just can't go as big as we want. We've been saving up so that we can increase our capital, and as they say, in order to make money, you have to spend money. I can say that it's been a fairly successful, but things have been so slow. So when my sister, who only found out about the business recently, came to me and told me that she had a solution to my problem, I was intrigued. What could I possibly offer her that she does not even have yet? My sister Amy is not the easiest going or grateful person out there. She decided that working and studying was not for her. Instead, she bagged herself a rich husband and has been living a soft life ever since. She can be incredibly spoiled and demanding, and luckily, her husband does not mind at all. He does all the work and she spends his money. They seem happy enough, a match truly made in heaven. She has everything that one could ever want, and she makes sure to let me know about it. She's made some comments in the past that I could have bagged a rich husband if I took care of myself more and focused on my looks like her. I've always ignored those comments because I want to be my own boss and make my own money. I don't think I would be okay being a stay-at-home wife. I would go mad with nothing to do. My sister literally spends the whole day shopping, eating, and working out. She's obsessed with her looks so much and how people view her. We barely see each other except at social gatherings because we're not even on the same level. She treats me as such, and that is unspoken between us. Wow. She would never need anything from poor old me. Alas, she's been thinking about something for over 2 months and wanted to ask me something. I was shocked because she was never hesitant with questions, and I told her to ask away. That's when she lost all shyness and told me that she wanted to congratulate me because she thought I was the perfect candidate to carry her child. So I asked her how she could just assume that without even asking me. She looked at me like I was dumb and asked me why I would not want to carry her child. It would be an honor, and in addition to that, she would pay me a handsome sum over about $100,000 and cover all the cost while I was pregnant. She said that she had people who had been fighting over the position, but she wanted me to do it. So I asked her why she wanted me specifically, and she points out that I ate healthy and did not smoke or drink and was not wild. She also knew all of my medical history since we are sisters. She also said she would feel safer knowing that there's no way I was going to run away with her baby. Then she asked me if she could send over the contract for my lawyer to look over. I told her that she needs to calm down a bit as she was being quite assumptive. I never said that I would do it. As I said this, I was turning the offer over and over in my head. Would it be worth it to put up with her for 9 months if it meant I got the capital to finally take my real baby, my business, to another level? I had to think about this long and hard, and I told her that I needed some time to think about it. She said that she would give me some time, and then she left. Less than 2 days later, she was bugging me, saying the whole thing would be mutually beneficial to all of us. She knew that I needed money, and she needed a baby. She explained that at that moment she would be in grave danger if she decided to carry a child. However, she and Trent really wanted to have a child. It was all in her life plan. She starts to come off as very annoying after a while as I weighed the pros and cons. In the end, I decided that I had to do it. It was just 9 months and then I would be back to my normal life. Except rich. So we went through with the process and soon enough I was pregnant. She and Trent were very hands-on and made sure that we did a million tests. She went with me to every single appointment and was very strict about how I ate. She wanted a healthy baby boy and nothing less, and she had paid so much money that it would be a boy. So it was since money, can buy you everything, I guess. And then she messaged me one day to tell me that she did not want the child anymore, out of the blue. This was after I'd undergone some tests that week before to ensure that the child would not have genetic mutations. So, when I met up with her, she told me that we had to start over. This child was not perfect enough. The doctor had told her that there's a high chance that he would have a genetic defect. She said that she could not have a special needs baby. That would be a fate worse than death. Those are not my words, by the way. Those are her words. As you can imagine, I was more than shocked. I've been looking forward to giving birth and getting my money. Now she wants to start over? I asked if she had consulted her husband about this, and she said yes. She had consulted him, and he said that he would not have the child either, or we would have to start over. I had to remind her that I was not a guinea pig. This was my body, and that they were experimenting with it. So, of course, I had to tell her that no, I could not do that. She reminded me of the contract that we signed, which gave her rights to the child. So, we had a consultation with the doctor, and he told us that while it was possible to terminate, I was nearly 4 months along already, and it might not be safe. Even if I could do it without any complications, I'm against it. I don't believe in it. People can do it if they want to, but I've always told myself that no matter what, I will not. After the consultation with the doctor, my sister stormed out, and she's been ignoring my calls ever since. We have to come to a decision about what to do with the kid. The doctor did say that there was a high chance that the child would have disabilities, but there's also a chance that he would come out normal. We were basically going to play the genetic lottery and hopefully win. I don't know what to do. I've gotten very stressed because of it. Update number 1. A month later. Hey, it's me again, here to give you an update on the unfortunate situation that I do find myself in. Well, I've grown to hate my sister even more than I ever thought I could. In fact, before all this, I tolerated her and sometimes even liked her. After this, I've concluded that she does not even have a heart. Can you guys believe it? I mean, really, can you believe that she does not want to pay me a single dollar? Not even a portion of the money for carrying her kid. She says that clearly something is wrong with my body and I caused the child to have a mutation, and she says that she will not pay me. Wow, this is what happens when you prioritize money over education. It was her and her husband's DNA that was implanted, not mine. I had nothing to do with the outcome of the baby. She still blames me and does not wish to pay me, but in addition, she does not wish to take any responsibility for the baby either. Instead, she wants to relinquish any responsibility she and her husband have over the child. That'll mean that I'm responsible for all the decisions pertaining to the child if she succeeds. I can't believe that she's going back on her word like that after she nagged me to do this for her. Now, I don't know what to do. I was counting on that money, and now she will not give me the money, and she does not even want the baby. If ungrateful was a person, it would be my sister and her spineless husband. At first I thought that she made that decision alone and she was forcing her husband to comply with it. So I asked to speak to him privately and beg him to reconsider and also give me some sort of payment. He told me that I failed at what they asked me to do. They stated that they wanted a healthy baby boy, and I was unable to produce that. So they were going to not pay me. They were going to get a more competent surrogate and get their son. He said that he did not recognize the baby that I was carrying as his heir. He wanted an heir, not unnecessarily responsibility. He said that they would relinquish responsibility and it would be up to me what to do. He said that if he were me, he would just get rid of it. You know what? I was absolutely shocked by his words. Those two did not deserve to be parents. How could they speak about this baby like some failed experiment? All the blood, sweat, and tears that led to him being made could not have been nothing. Alas, that is exactly the case. They don't care about the baby, and they're going to give up all control. They will regret this one day. Update number 2. A few days after giving birth. I know I left everything on a cliffhanger, and I never got back to you, and I wish that I could have, but it's been such a busy couple of months. Amy and Trent caused a lot of drama as they demanded that I let them get away and just give up their parental rights. My mother then asked me to let them do what they wanted to. She would support me the best way that she could. My mother is retired and does not have that much, but she's a very kind soul. When I told her what I was going to do for my sister and her husband, she was so proud of me. She said that I was giving my sister the biggest gift that anybody, and I mean anybody, could have given. She was also so excited to meet her first grandson. When she heard the nonsense that my sister and Trent were spouting, she reprimanded my sister. You know what? I was right there on the video call, and I must say that it was nice. It was nice to see Amy squirm for once. Back in the day, my mother would have been able to knock her head straight. Alas, she can't do that now. Amy's gotten more entitled and stubborn as the years have worn on, and so she did look ashamed, but she stood by her choice. Mom then said that she had no right to come looking for the baby if she changed her mind later on. She scoffed and said that she would never. So my dear kind mother sold one of her small plots and land and just gave me some money to help the pregnancy cost. She also moved in with me and made sure that I had a comfortable pregnancy. I'd say throughout the entire pregnancy, well, my business partner and I still worked on business. I was now more focused on designs and marketing than on the day-to-day run. For some strange reason, my mind got even sharper when I was pregnant. I had a lot more energy and enthusiasm to complete the task, and since I did not have to go to work, I also had more time to work on the business. As I'm writing, we've reached new heights without Amy's money. Now that I've given birth, it's time for me to give the child away. It was not an easy choice to make, but it had to be done. It's not the right time for me to have a child right now. At least he'll be in a healthy, loving home. That's the least that I can do for him, and there was also a big surprise when I gave birth. I've been told that there was a chance that he would suffer from multiple disorders, and the doctor must have been wrong because he was completely healthy. Nothing wrong with him at all. It was such a relief. At least he'll be able to live a normal life. I'm sure that if Amy and Trent find out about this, they're going to be so angry. They've been trying to have a baby again, but things do not seem to be working. Well, my mother says that the universe is giving them karma for rejecting little Julian. That's what I named him. I'm going to stay with him, and my mother is going to help me with him while the adoption process is finalized. The couple who wants to adopt him is a couple that lives in the same neighborhood as my mom. They've been trying to have kids for years, but they don't have enough money for surrogacy. They've taken in foster children for years, but have not been able to adopt. I've met them, and they give off really good energy. I would be very much okay with leaving little Julian in their care. Amy and Trent can go to hell for all I care. They don't even know that I've given birth. In fact, both of them have blocked me because I asked for my money. Just wait, they think that they're going to get away with this. I promise that they will not. I'm building a huge lawsuit against them. I'm going to sue them so hard that they will wish they built a time machine and did not screw me over. People like them disgust me. I mean, $1,000 is pocket change. $100K is complete chump change to them. I would not even leave a dent in their pockets, and if they gave me that, I was owed it anyways, but of course they want to be entitled jerks, just for the sake of it. Here I was doing this out of the kindness of my heart. I had to go through morning sickness, losing my hair, mood swings, and not being able to eat certain things for months because of them. What do I get? A no thanks? Do they know how painful labor can be? I was in labor for over 34 hours, and it was not fun at all. So my best bet is to rip them a new one. My mom fully supports me, and she even told me that they need to be taught a good lesson on how to treat people. For now, I focus on regaining my strength and finalizing the adoption. They signed over the rights to so legally Julian's mine. I do feel sad about giving him up, but he will not be far away. Mom will make sure to check on him when she can. The people who are adopting have no problem with her treating him like her grandson. So at least he'll be not with complete strangers. And he will not be alone. I promise if I were in a stable life, I would have kept him. But I don't want to bring him into a life of suffering. He has already been through enough. Getting parents like those is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. Update number 3. Hey guys, I'm back. It's me again, and it's just a couple of days after my last post. How the tables have turned. They want the baby now, because he came out healthy. How very hypocritical of them. They were the ones who told me that I was on my own with the baby, so why the hell are they switching up? I have a very good laugh when they decided to visit me a couple days ago. I'm not sure who snitched to them that I've given birth. They were pretty normal in the beginning, asking questions, etc., and acting concerned about my health. Then my sister asked when they could take Julian home. I asked her if she was insane. Julian was not theirs. She then said that according to the contract he was. Clearly they wanted him because he came out healthy, and I asked them, who snitched? They said that they've been keeping an eye on me and they had been contemplating taking custody of him as long as his health conditions were not too severe. So when they found out that he was 100% fine, they knew that they've made a mistake by rejecting him. They told me that so far they had no luck with the surrogates that they were interviewing, and they were hoping that we would forget about the little misunderstanding that we had. They said that they would add $10,000 to the final amount just to cover any extra expenses that I had. They also said that if I wanted to come and live with them, so that we could slowly wean him off of me, they were okay with it. The nerve of these entitled people shocks me to this day. How dare they insult me like that? To think that they can tell me what to do and change their mind if they want to. I had to remind them that even though he had their DNA, they've given up all parental rights to him, and I told them to leave because their bad energy was not welcome. They said that they would leave, but they had a gift for me. My sister handed me a box. Inside was a necklace that looked very expensive, and I did not even want to know how much it cost. I handed it back to them and told them to get the hell out of here. They told me that if I was not willing to give them the baby, they had going to go through the lawyers. Well, music to my ears. They gave me the incentive I needed to go after them for the emotional pain that they've put me through. They think that just because they have money, they can do what they want. I'm going to teach them that all actions have consequences. By the time that I'm done with them, they'll wish that they never messed with me to begin with. Update number 4. Hey, it's been a couple months since I posted an update. It's been so busy, but I'm only catching my breath now. So I wanted things to play out first before I told you anything, and now that they have, I'll tell you that the stuff has transpired between me and them. They managed to find out that I was trying to get him adopted. Using connections, they stopped the process because they wanted to fight for the custody. What they did not know was that my lawyer and I have been building a case against them for a breach of contract because of the money they didn't pay me. So we ended up meeting in court, where I was suing for the amount of money that they owed me, and additional money because of the emotional damage they caused. Our families and even our entire town were divided on the matter. Other people thought that I should just give them their baby since he had their DNA. Others thought that they were disgusted for what they put me through and that I had every right to make decisions about the baby. They tried to intimidate me in court, making me seem like a person who's not okay in the head, but I stood on my 10 toes that I did not want them to have the child, and I wanted my money. It's wrong of them to go back on their word, thus they've breached the contract, and it was an emotionally draining court battle. It did not help that Julian was getting older and I was becoming more attached to him. I knew that I could not keep him, but would have rather he be with someone than my sister. Their attitude towards him was not right. They did not think of him as a child, but as an investment. He would not have a good life if he lived with them, and the basic thing that a child needs is love and care. I don't believe that my sister can do that for him. I feel like she cares more about her clothing and how she looks to people than him. She already had a nanny on standby from when he was born. Even though she doesn't work, she wants somebody else to take care of her newborn. I was crazy for even agreeing to help her in the first place. But I was desperate. Anyways, back to the court case. They tried to tear me down and make me seem like I had an agenda. But I had witnesses, you know. The tide really turned when my mother testified and said that the baby would not be safe with the two of them. She felt that I had the child's best interest at heart, and she would have rather that, he be with the couple that I chose. As you can imagine, those two were not happy about that, and it went on for several weeks. It was draining and confusing, but finally there was a verdict. They did not follow the terms of the contract. So they owed me my fee and additional money for the emotional strain that they put me through. I had to stop working pretty early on because I was high risk. Therefore, they threatened my livelihood. In terms of the child, they both signed off their parental rights to me. Therefore, I could make the decision that I wanted when it came to him. When that solved, I was finally able to give him up to the couple who wanted him. I was confident that they would love him and provide him with a good and healthy home. As you can imagine, my sister and her husband were not happy about it. For all their money and influence, they could not get their law to be on their side. Also, not a lot of people were on their side once they knew what they said to me when I was pregnant and it became public knowledge. They've treated me like I was not a human being. I had no choice even though I was just doing them a favor. Now, they had lost a couple of friends because of it, and I hoped that this company would suffer because of it, but I heard something from my mother that shocked me. When they got home, Amy and Trent argued about the baby. Trent felt that it was all Amy's fault and she blamed him. He then told her that since nobody would want to be their surrogate now, she had to do it. She said that she would never do it. He said that he didn't care that she didn't want to ruin her body. He wants a kid. What was the point of getting married to her if she's not going to produce an heir? So it turns out that she never had all these health complications that would prevent her from getting pregnant. She just didn't want to gain weight and lose her figure. This makes a lot of sense because my sister is one of the vainest people I've ever met. She went through all this and ended up losing money for nothing just because she did not want to gain weight. Now imagine a child being raised by somebody who is that shallow. Somebody who does not appreciate the beauty of giving birth to a kid. I feel a lot stronger and more appreciative of the small things now that I've witnessed that miracle of bringing life into this world. She'll never understand that, so. Anyways, he kicked her out and she's staying at a hotel for now. She reckons that he'll come crawling back because she has him right where she wants him. If I were him, I would take this opportunity to run. She's absolutely nuts and self-absorbed, and she's been using him for many years, and he doesn't even have a mind of his own. He might think that he's the head of the house, but I think she's just pulling the strings. Final update. For once, I'm not posting an update with bad news. I have wonderful news for you. It all came to circle. Everybody reaped what they sowed. Now, I do not rejoice at other people's bad fortune. However, when it is deserved, it will not feel sorry for anyone. My sister's marriage became strained because of the baby thing. She decided to throw a tantrum by destroying things that he bought her because she did not want to give in to what he wanted. She refused to come back home when he asked her to, and she's always had power over him. She thought that she would just still get what she wanted this time, but unfortunately for her, this was the straw that broke that camel's back. He filed divorce, and 2 weeks later he got married to another girl. Everyone knows that it was a marriage of convenience with his new wife because he wanted a baby. She's pregnant not long after they got married, and my sister was fuming. She would badmouth them to everyone who would care to listen, saying that they betrayed her and have been seeing each other for a long time. No one paid heed to it. At least she came away with some money from the settlement. But once the money's finished, I wondered what she's going to do. She has no skills and never worked a day in her life. Then there's me. With the hard work that I put in during my pregnancy and the money from the settlement, I've managed to bring the business to new heights. I was able to buy my partner out of a huge chunk of her shares with the money that I got. Business has been booming, and we've been growing from strength to strength. I'm also glad that I don't have to go back to my dead-end job. Julian, he's doing well with his new family, very well. Mom checks up on him every now and then. She says that he's growing so fast and is such a cute baby. I've not gone to see him, and I think that will be better. I want him to know only his adoptive parents because I don't want him to be confused. I know that one day he'll want to know who he really is, but we will cross that bridge once we get to it. So today's story was very interesting. I would hate to be put in the situation that OP was put in. It just seemed like a lot of toxicness was thrown at OP when OP was going out of her way to give her sister a kid. The comments, though, they were pretty harsh. They were ripping apart OP's sister and her husband, saying, hey, you committed to this. You put DNA inside of OP to have this baby formed, and you know what? If the baby was born with complications, that's something you have to deal with. I do want to know what you guys think about those comments that were mentioning stuff like that. So let's talk about it in the comment section down below. Here's the question. If you were to find yourself in OP's position, would you have done the same option and gave the baby up for adoption to a home that can take care of the baby? Or do you think you would have turned the baby and the parental rights over to OP's sister? Let's talk about it down below in the comment section, guys. My name is Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories like this every single day. So if you want to be a part of these animated stories, consider subscribing to the channel. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. See ya.